In this video we're going to demonstrate a few of the more popular analysis options in the Map Risks function. So first let's click the Map Risks button, and we know from the summary report that there are some error values like #ref or #div0 in this spreadsheet. So let's select the Error Values option. And now let's click the Formulas tab. Here two of the most popular analysis options are hard-coded numbers and complex formulas. On the Dependencies tab, we used the first 5 options to create a dependency map in a previous video, and we don't need any of them today. But here on the Other tab, we're going to select numbers formatted as text and same font and background color. These options will uncover instances where data may have been hidden or disguised. So now let's tick the Insert Comments box and then click OK and click No to start a new workbook for Rainbow's reports. And here is the workbook with the 5 reports we requested. And we can see here that Rainbow has found 4 groups of cells in rows 162 to 3 that are formatted with the same color font as the background color. So let's click the hyperlink in column C and look at what's going on. And we can see that there are 2 rows here of input data where the font color is white, so the numbers would be invisible before Rainbow colored the background green. And if we look at the formula underneath, we can see that rows 162 to 3 are included in this calculation of movie revenue. So it seems there is an additional source of movie revenue that the developer wanted to include in the calculation, but didn't want to be visible on the face of the spreadsheet. While we're here, notice that this is a very long formula, and so Rainbow has identified it as a complex formula. We'll return to this subject in a moment. First, let's press Alt plus Tab to return to the reports. And on the next report, we can see that Rainbow has not found any numbers formatted as text. But moving on to this report, Rainbow has found 2 groups of complex formulas, and we've already looked at the one in row 164. The other formula in row 107 is much shorter than row 164, but Rainbow has identified it as complex because it contains a nested if statement. That is, one if statement inside another, which can often be a source of errors. And moving on to this report, we can see that the spreadsheet contains several groups of hard-coded numbers. These are in effect hidden input data and will need to be carefully checked. And finally, this report shows that we have 2 groups of #ref errors in rows 36 to 37. Rainbow has highlighted the errors in row 36 to show that these are the source of the error, and the error values in row 37 are derived from those in row 36. So let's click the hyperlink and take a look at this. And here we can see that this formula was probably intended to multiply the value in C36 by an inflation index, but the row containing the index has been deleted, resulting in a #ref error. And as Rainbow correctly indicated, row 37 contains #ref values simply because it depends on row 36. So we only need to correct row 36 to eliminate all the error values. So in this video we've used just a few of the 28 analysis options in the Map Risks function, and we've seen how they can pinpoint problems and errors that might otherwise be very hard to find.